The biggest mistakes that can occur making a presentation isn't what you think. Now, I would like to highlight the ways you'll be able to fix this and look forward to the end of the video for the tip. This is something I wish I had learned, especially during my years of education. This amazing switch, amazing shift into making your speech going from boring one to one of the most memorable speeches of all time. Now, the biggest mistakes that everyone commonly believes when doing speeches is that people often forget. People always look down at the cards, they'll stutter, shift around, mix their cards up, and become very lost and confused. Now, overall, people say that speeches fail due to the lack of preparation. Teachers, parents, markers all look towards practicing your lines and scripts. Practice, practice, practice. Now, I can tell you that practicing your speech cards, for 10 times, 100 times, even 1,000 times will not get you any better results. Repeating speeches over and over again can only prepare you up to 30% of the way. If you over practice, I would say this often leads to a decrease in results in itself. What I mean is that the value of the speech that you're delivering, what you're giving, will be less, in a sense. I can say that confidently in my experience in debating, presentation, theater, drama, and to some extent my career. Practice never leads to perfect. If anything, it traps you more. Why? Let me explain with an example. If you, the person watching, were to give a speech about giraffes, where you need to explain to me in this speech of how they lived, what they ate, what they drank, and overall what it's like to live as a giraffe. Now, you would have this speech prepared where you practice enough, you will remember the lines without looking at these cards, and hopefully you will look at the audience, being able to read, tell them without actually looking at the cards itself. Eye contact, hand gestures, movement, or, very important, I agree. But then when the speech ends, after it's all over, I will come to ask you, why are the giraffes' necks so long? Why and how would they live in this space instead of this space? You wouldn't know an answer to these questions at the end because you have been too busy memorizing that you don't understand the why behind it. You don't understand the meaning behind what you're saying. Now, this is where most people fail their speeches because they no longer understand what they are saying. They forget what they are speaking about because, like school, you don't want to vomit out whatever you remember. To truly know and use it in any circumstance, you need to understand it first. I would say the number one mistake people fail to recognize is that they don't meaningfully understand. Instead, they choose to memorize what they say. Now, the biggest tip I would do to improve your speech to the above 75% margin is delivery. Assuming you understand what you're saying, you understand you memorized it well, you are going to come out like a robot. Now, look at your audience. Monitor your tone, pace. The best speeches often come unprepared. Why? Because it always changes. You can technically have the best machine made by Elon Musk, but if you don't have the ability to explain and passionately sell what you've done, would you or myself be interested in Tesla anymore? The delivery and understanding of the content is so important. It is more important than memorizing lines because you have gone beyond what it means to present a speech. You have gone to present diamond in the rough if you perfect your skill in adding emotion and presence. Now, tone and delivery can be first improved by watching what you say. Inject energy in the sentences you are building, presenting. Build excitement around your delivery. Now, how do we do this? I would not recommend injecting excitement throughout your speech. You will sound quite over the top. What I recommend would be diversifying, splitting your speech patterns from soft, slow, loud, confident, gentle. Already in this speech, in this video itself, if you were to rewatch this clip, you can narrow down how and what I am saying. If you were to analyze this video and my other shorts, each sentence has purpose, enrolling emotion behind it. Know who you are talking to, know your why. You can distinctively tell straight away from a person if they're presenting whether or not they're highly passionate and enthusiastic about what they're saying versus it's their job to do so. To this day, you will find in every industry, education, corporate, retail, sales, that people often forget the power of speech. Forget being able to present is such a high value because you have an opportunity to take front and center and teach something to the crowd that no one else but you can give. This is really the key aspect to pushing yourself beyond the 75%. And one of the main factors in crafting your speech would be to accept failure, accept embarrassment, accept that you will mess up here and there, and be proud of those failures in presenting speeches. With that in mind, you will shape your speech pattern the way you want it to be. And I can tell you that you will have one of the biggest skill sets that will pay more than money ever can.